Okay. Hi, Lijo.
Hi, Grishma.
Hi, Manu. Hi, Nisha. Hi, Parag. We have like 42 people with us right now. Good evening, Parag.
Hello.
So it's so nice to see all of you all on this Sunday evening at 4 today. It's raining outside, yes, but yeah, it's a nice weather out. Hi, Dominic. Hello, Ronak. Hi, Srinata. Good evening, Gautami. Hi, Nisha. So it's all nice to see you guys on a Sunday evening today. So we have 66 people with us. Going ahead, I think I would wait for some more people to join in. So let's have a quick home tour video and we will be back. Alijo, I hope you're back. Yes.
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, that's great. Hi, everybody. I am your host for the day, Grishma Bungera, and we have Lijo Vargas who will be presenting on wall treatments and concept today. So it's a wonderful evening to see all of you all. And yes, hello to all to the newbies who are here for the first time. And hello once more to all of them who are back again with us with Bonito Discover. So yes, today you might wonder that I have played like two videos. Normally it's just one. So today, the first video is dedicated to all our carpenters, painters, and everyone who put so much of effort in getting the best of the work done for us at Bonito Designs. So I hope you enjoyed our home tour video for the day today. So I would like to welcome one and all once more again to the learning platform of Bonito Discover by Bonito Designs, presented to you by Bonito Designs. We are based in Bangalore at HSR Layout, Sector 7. So continuing and going ahead, it's like wonderful to see like 128 people with us today. So I think I have spoken quite a good about. I would like to talk about Lito. I would like to read his bio for the day today. So just reading it, I would say that Lijo Vergis grew up with a fascination for design at a very young age and edged his destiny with a master's degree in interior design. Being an art aficionado himself, he pursued his specialization in art, gallery, and museum design from the prestigious institute Politecnico di Milano University from Milan, Italy. He further went on to work with Roche Bobois, the French retailer of top end furniture collections. He breathes his inspiration from the greatest design made from history, but they do tell a story to the finest of details. So let's join in Lijo as he speaks about the art of creating breathtaking walls with the space, what we all call as home. So, yes, Lijo, I would like you to take forward from here. And yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that introduction, Grishma. I'll start with the presentation for the day. So, the topic that we are covering on today's episode is beautiful wall concepts that you will love. And before I start with the presentation, I would like to ask a question to the people that's present here. So, you see a beautiful little living room in front of you, and you also see an empty canvas on the wall placed right above the sofa. Take a minute and think about why the residents of this particular house would do something like this. Can I get some ideas from you guys? And also, while you're at it, think about what the material that is used behind that canvas could be. You see a gray pattern behind the white canvas. So, what do you think that gray pattern is? And also, what do you think the white canvas stands for? Okay, I'm getting some answers. Dominic says it's wallpaper. Parag says it could become a focus point. I've been getting quite a bit of wallpapers, graffiti. Sania says it's to draw attention towards a frame. I've been getting painted brick, light, brick pattern is used, bare brick wall. And what do you think that white canvas represents? What could that be? Why a white empty canvas in the middle of the wall? Emphasis, it's a perfect wall art. It's a white canvas that stands for peace. Interesting answer, Vinod. Canvas to balance a color. Okay, good answer. Okay, so I'll come back. So the pattern that you see at the back could be a wallpaper, yes. It could also be a brick itself, like some of you answered. So both of these are the right answers, or actually there is no right answer to this. It could also be paint. You could achieve the exact same finish that you see behind the white canvas with paint as well. And also, I did read quite a bit Vinod says white canvas stands for freedom. It could stand for freedom as well. Again, no correct answers to this, but yes, the white canvas is an empty space. I mean, it could stand for anything. I mean, the residents would want it to represent a story, maybe something that is unfolding as it takes time. It could also symbolize, say, free spirit. So multiple answers for this, right? Okay, so I'll move ahead. So the topic that we are going to discuss today is wall concepts, and we will be running through multiple different concepts that can be done on a wall. We are going to be covering 11 different types today. And coming to what is a wall concept or a wall treatment, right? So a wall treatment is anything that you can do to a wall to make it complement the space. So you're trying to create an atmosphere within your room or your space, and wall treatment or wall concept is the best way to achieve it. And a wall treatment can transform your room entirely, right? It can be four white walls, and that one wall treatment can make that entire room change into something else. It can be a refreshing, relaxed, or eye catching room just by doing a wall treatment. Going to the first concept or the first treatment that you can do to a wall: paint. Paint, why paint, you might ask? Paint is inexpensive, it is easy, it is versatile, multiple color options available, multiple ways of application available. It is very fast to get the work done, it's not permanent, and it's a very powerful mood maker. You can basically create any mood that you want within the room. So now starting with the basics. I'm pretty sure everybody here that's online right now has tried painting a wall, be it yourself or getting it done through a professional, right? So, what's the first thing that everybody thinks of? Painting the four walls of your room with one single shade. So this image that you're looking at is exactly what it shows. Four walls colored the exact same way. Now, picking the right color for this room is very important. So the color that you pick basically sets the mood and the atmosphere for any room that's being painted. So the exact same room, I have changed it and added one accent color to one of the walls, and the entire room has changed. It's changed the theme completely, and the wall has got highlighted just because one of the color shades in the room has changed to something else. So this is called accent painting, and this is again one of the easiest ways to change the mood in a room. And then what else can be done with paint? So the color that you pick basically sets the mood of the room, right? So it need not always be a very dark color. If you notice the second image or the image in the middle on the top line, you will see that one of the walls is done in a darker shade, but it's barely noticeable. It's a light tinge of lime, and all the other pictures show how you could do a darker shade and then complement that with lighter shades in the other walls. Again, picking an accent paints is completely based on your personality, what the personality of the room that you want to define, and also it could be as creative as you want. Now, a trend that's catching up is doing half wall paint. So what this does is basically you pick one wall, or you could do this your entire house as well. So what you do is you pick two contrasting colors and paint half of the wall in a lighter shade and the other half in a darker shade. A very nice trend, very popular today. Moving on to the next kind of wall treatment that you can do with paint itself. Texture, again, extremely popular, have been going around for ages now. The multiple colors that you can do is endless. You can pick basically two or three colors, mix them together, and apply it on a wall, and the entire the entire wall takes a complete different form. It could be again, contrasting colors, and you pick them together, mix it together, and apply it on a wall. It could be done on one wall, or you could even do it to your entire room. Again, pick a color basis on the style that you want to achieve for your room. Okay, creating patterns. So again, creating patterns is getting extremely popular today. So your patterns can be as simple as vertical or horizontal lines, or you could even go as wild as you want, like the image on your right side where it is an abstract wall, but it could also be seen as like a tree and a forest that's created behind the bed. And multiple color shades can be picked depending on the style that you pick for your room. And you could go pick any type of pattern that you want, be it geometric, stripes, polka dot, checkerboard. The list is endless. Again, very popular style and getting into trend today. A few tips and tricks when you use paint as a wall treatment. One, always consider the architecture, the purpose, direction, and the light within the room. All of this do affect the shade of the paint that you select. For a small room, always go for a high gloss paint. High gloss paint reflects light and make the room appear bigger. Before you start painting a wall, make sure that you do a test or a sample on the wall so that you're very sure that that is the color that you want to do. It's best to always do a smaller sample on the wall than coloring it completely and then getting it corrected. And for paint colors, you cannot go wrong with neutral colors, grays, or whites. Moving on to the second type, wallpapers. And why wallpapers? Again, just like paint, a lot of designs, patterns, and textures available. It can be removed and replaced. It adds a lot of warmth, depth, and style to the room. It's long lasting. A good quality wallpaper can easily last close to 10 years. Showcasing some of the wallpapers that we have in our collection. Again, wallpapers just add a lot of depth to your room that you cannot really achieve with paint. Paint can become solid and a 2D texture sorts. But if you add a wallpaper, it creates a lot of depth. There's a lot of textures and patterns that you can play with as well. You could also pick up solid colors with texture as wallpaper. There are multiple different styles that are available, and always make sure the style of furniture that you place in the room aligns with the wallpaper that you choose. For instance, like a traditional color wallpaper should be paired with traditional style wallpapers, traditional style of furniture. Sorry. Now, a few tips and tricks to be using wallpapers. If you're looking for a formal room, like a formal look for your room, use large scale patterns. If you're looking for a fun, bright room, pick pick a wallpaper with smaller patterns in it. Vertical patterns can make your room look higher than it is. Horizontal patterns can make your room wider than it is. Small patterns make your room spacious. Larger patterns can make it more cozier. For depth, try a large pattern. To add more depth to your wall, try a large pattern. The next type or the next concept that you can do on your wall is using a wood paneling or a laminate paneling. And why a wood or laminate? Again, a lot of variety of design patterns and textures available. It's extremely durable. It's hygienic, easy to maintain. It can be used in heavy use environment like a playroom or a living room, especially when you have kids or pets. And if your wall has uneven surfaces, say dents or bumps, it's the best way to hide these entirely. Showing you some of the ways wall paneling or laminate can be used on a wall. You could cover an entire wall with laminate, but be very careful about the color that you're choosing. You could also work with grooves, like the image on the left. This adds a lot of depth to your wall again. And wood fits perfectly for contemporary and traditional style of interiors. Wood paneling wood paneling is also great for your study room or your bedroom. The way, again, like I mentioned, the color that you choose and how big of the wall that you want to panel does play a very big part. Tips and tricks for using wood. The color that you select for wood should complement the overall design style. Do not overdo wood cladding. A lot of wood can make the room seem smaller. Play with lines and grooves. This highlights the wall and also adds depth to the wall. And keep wood panels dry. Wood is not very moisture resistant, so stay away from kitchens and bathrooms. Keep it dry as much as possible. The fourth style or the fourth treatment that you can do to a wall is plaster or gypsum. Again, various design styles that can be achieved. It's very easy to install. It's a lightweight material, so it can be attached to multiple surfaces. And plaster and gypsum is a good sound installation material. So you can use this in your study or your bedroom, or even if you have like a media room within your home, it can block a lot of sound. Now, what to do with gypsum or plaster? So both the images that you're looking at here, if you notice a curve on the wall towards the top where the wall joins the ceiling, uh, plaster or gypsum is one way you can achieve these architectural elements in the room. Because they are very versatile and easy to work with, there's a lot of things you can do with it. And you can add architectural elements, like I was saying. And also, plaster can be used if you're trying to get that raw industrial look within your interiors. Another thing that you can do with gypsum, so gypsum has been being used for ceilings, false ceilings through a very long time. Another thing that you can do is treat your wall with the same gypsum. One way to do this is extend it from the floor all the way to the ceiling so that it looks as one piece of gypsum that goes, again, like one element continuing from the floor to the ceiling. It adds a lot of interest. There's a lot of things you can do with light to highlight this particular element in the room. A few tips and tricks to be using gypsum. It actually absorbs paint very well, so you can basically use any paint over the gypsum, or you can leave it exposed if you want that raw off-white grain to be visible. It is water soluble, so again, do not use it in high moisture areas. You can make one pattern that continues from the wall to the ceiling. For smaller spaces, stick to clean straight lines. But if you do have a large space, you can create a lot of drama by layering using different layers of gypsum boards. Moving on to the fifth different type of wall treatment, molding, wainscoting, or beading. Why use this? One, because it covers a lot of damages that might be existing in the wall. It can prevent damages from occurring. It does add a very unique style to your house. It's timeless and classic. It has been around since ages. It adds a lot of visual interest and depth to the room. Showing a few different styles of treating the wall using this specific concept. Again, what is a molding? It can be made of wood, MDF, POP, gypsum. It is basically a decorative trim that's done on the wall. You can add this to any room that you like. It fits very well with a traditional or a contemporary style interior. You could also incorporate it with multiple styles if you're looking to mix up different styles of interior. Basically, for a modern room, you could do something like the image that's shown on the left side, where it's a half painted wall, but there is also a beading running through the middle. And you could also do it like the image on your right side, where you could use it as frame for the wall, frame for your TV, or frame for a painting. And again, if you're looking for a very modern interior style, you need not just stick to rectangles and squares when you're using this. You can use multiple abstract patterns and treat the beading in a way that your space looks much elevated than it is. Again, customization using beading is possible, and there are multiple styles that you can work with. A few tips and tricks when you use this. Try and paint the molding and the wall in contrasting colors. This just adds a lot of depth and makes it look like it's projecting out even more than it is. If you're looking for a classical style, add a cornice across the periphery of the wall and ceiling. You could use a floral wallpaper to make the room appear chic. You could frame it. You could frame a mirror within the beading, or you could even arrange art within these beading to have like a secondary frame across the have a secondary frame around the artwork itself. The sixth style that we are talking about today is brick, stone, or exposed concrete. And why use this? One, it is natural, so it has a natural shade and texture. It adds a lot of charm and character to your room. It makes the room seem very cozy and inviting. You could use it for like a Mediterranean style or an industrial style interior, or you could paint these, or you could just leave them bare. It's extremely durable, and all three of this complements metal and wood. So both the pictures that you're looking at has a combination of wood, metal, concrete, and stone mixed together. If you notice, the kitchen to your left side has concrete walls. This is one way of treating your wall. And the image on the right has a mixture of exposed brick and concrete together. So again, for an industrial style home that you're looking at, this is one of the best ways to treat the walls. You could leave it, you could treat it with paint or just leave it exposed. So two images, both TV walls. The one on the left is where the brick is left exposed, and the one on the right is where the brick has been given a shade of a paint shade of white over it. Again, leaving them bare or painting them is completely according to what style or what mood that you want to set within the room. Again, two more images, one with concrete finish. The second is a mix of concrete and stone together. Again, you could use this in Mediterranean or industrial style. Using these elements do add a lot of character in any space that it's used. So you could also use natural stone to clad a wall. Like the image that you see towards the right side is a marble cladded wall. This is one option to treat. You could use marble or granite to do this, but be a little careful because working with marble and granite is a little difficult. And if you do wish to install like an art or a mirror on it, you would need specific tools to do that, and it is a little tedious. Or you could, like the image on the left, you could do smaller bricks and clad the wall with that as well. A few tips and tricks when using stone, brick, or cement. One, it suits a modern, traditional, eclectic, industrial, or Mediterranean style. Make sure you seal and protect the surface of the brick because they do tend to chip. It makes having a gloss finish on this makes the space feel brighter. A sealant will help. It will keep out mites and dust. Break up long stretches of brick by using smaller design elements like art, furnishing, or even a mirror. And like I mentioned, hanging art on a brick or stone wall is a little difficult. So if you do plan to do that, just make sure you have the right tools or the right professionals to do that. There are a few questions that I see popping up on the chat box. Do enter your questions. We will come back to the questions later during the session. We will have the answers to as many as possible today. The seventh option, yeah, Krishna.
Coming in, I think there are a few questions related to your PPT. I think you can just answer a few. Like Manju Suni is like asking us, like marble or oxyflorin for wall TV panel. Like, what do you say for that?
Okay, so see, marble and onyx can be used on a TV panel, but like I said, both are a little difficult to work with. So drilling into this and doing wiring for it will get a little difficult. I'm not saying that it's not possible, but yes, you do need the right kind of tools and professionals to do this. But it is possible, Manju.
Okay, so I think all of your queries, we will answer it. He will continue with his presentation.
Yeah. So now the seventh type of treatment that you can do to a wall is using fabric panels. So again, why fabric? Again, just like the other elements that we discussed about today, there is a lot of designs, patterns, and textures available. Fabric adds a feel of luxury within the room, and if it is padded properly, it acts as a very good sound insulator. And using these panels can cover up a lot of wiring that you have hanging around your walls. A few images showing how fabric panels can be used in a room. Fabric panels are a very good option for walls, especially in your bedroom, study, or your media room, places where you would want to cut down noise, or even a living room if you happen to live very close to the highway. It acts as a very good sound insulator. And the options that you can pick for the fabric aren't large. It's as wide as the clothes that you pick, basically. You could work with linen, cotton, silk, velvet, any fabric that you like. Again, because fabrics are available in so many colors and textures, multiple different options possible. Another thing you can do with fabric is patterns. Patterns can be created using fabric panels. It could be an abstract pattern like the one that you see behind the headboard on the picture in the left, or it could also be like a very 3D sort of panel where you layer different types of fabric over each other to create a certain pattern. So the different types of pattern that you can create using fabric is unlimited. There are multiple options, multiple possibilities. So Rishabh just asked, isn't fabric very high maintenance? Rishabh, fabric is high maintenance. You will have to vacuum clean fabric quite often. It does gather dust over time. So cleaning it using a vacuum cleaner with a brush attachment at least once a week is recommended. And you can highlight fabric using accent lights. Fabric wall can be used in any style of interior that you want to create in your house. Uh, Tufting the fabric can add a lot of depth and interest. Be very careful when you use a very heavy fabric like velvet. Velvet, because being heavy, it can pull downward and droop over time. The eighth treatment that we can talk about today is metal. Why use metal within your space? One, it is highly durable. There is, again, various designs, patterns, and textures that can be created. It very less maintenance for metal, and it's highly sustainable. You can remove metal panels and use it elsewhere if need be. A few things that you can do with metal. One way of treating metal on wall is by doing metal inlays. So metal inlays are basically very thin strips of metal that are bonded onto the wall, where you create a groove onto the wall, and it's laid onto these grooves, right? And there are multiple metals that you can use and work with. Bronze, nickel, copper, carbon steel, and stainless steel are some of the metals that can be used to clad a wall. So this is one way you can use metal. The second way is by using wall panels. So wall panels are, again, set sizes. It comes as 1 by 1 or 2 by 2, and these can be custom made as well. So especially for older homes where your walls have got damaged, there are multiple dents or cracks on the wall. Using metal is one option where you can hide these defects on the wall. So the image that you see on the left is where cotton steel is used to cover entire lengths of the wall, and on the right, the panel behind the TV is stainless steel, and again, a small area of the wall is treated with stainless steel. It can suit a modern room or a traditional style interior as well. A few tips and tricks. Metal, as it ages, its beauty only increases, especially if you use a metal like copper, where as it ages, it turns to black basically, and this is a very beautiful finish. Be very cautious when you use metal in wet areas. Uh, Although stainless steel is recommended for use in kitchens, being highly durable, and you can clean stainless steel easier. Always pair your metal with concrete, wood, or mirror. It highlights the metal and also elevates your room. Versatile metal can be used in any style of interior that you're going to work with. The ninth type that we'll discuss today is using glass or mirror on your wall. And why use this? It's because it adds a lot of depth to your wall. It reflects light. It makes your space seem bigger than it is. It enhances any accent. If you have a beautiful accent light or a chandelier within your room, the mirror or the glass will reflect this and make it seem like you have two pieces. Or if you have multiple walls, it will reflect all of it and make it seem like there are multiple accent pieces within the space. So one way you can do this, again, mirror and glass comes in multiple color options and multiple different finishes. Antique mirror is the image that's shown on your right, and bronze mirror is the image that's on your left. So how you treat these mirrors and how you place them is very important. Make sure you stick to the style and pick a color that will suit the space that you're working with. And doing a wall entirely with glass, it just makes the room much bigger than it is. So it's a very good option if you're working with a small room. Another way to do a treat mirror or glass is by adding a lot of beading to it and making it seem like it's fit into a frame. That's one option. Lacquered glass is a great option when you use it in kitchens because they are easy to clean. So again, it's available in a lot of different colors. So using glass in a kitchen is a really good option. A few tips and tricks when you work with mirror or glass. One, make your mirror look like one large mirror. So what you can do is have a small beading around the smaller pieces so that it seems like it's one large mirror. Play with patterns, create patterns using smaller pieces of glass or mirror. You can paint or stencil on top of mirror or glass. So that's one option to add a little more beauty to the glass. Um, you could add detailing to the mirror or glass like it's shown on the picture to your left. Be very careful about what glass or mirror reflects. You like I said, if you have beautiful accents within your home, it will reflect this and make it seem like there is quite a lot of accents. Moving on to the 11th style that you can 11th treatment that you can do to a wall using 3D panels. And why use 3D panels? One, it's really fast to install. It acts as a sound insulation material. There's a lot of designs, patterns, and textures available. It's long lasting, very easy to maintain. Again, it covers a lot of wiring. It can be reused. So whenever you want to, you can remove the panels, have it installed in a different style, or you could even use it in a different room. A few pictures showing the possibilities using 3D panels. These 3D panels come custom sized, or they are also available readily in standard sizes of 1 by 1 feet, 2 by 2 feet. Again, a lot of different materials these are made with. It could be MDF, POP, gypsum. It could even be metal 3D panels. So a lot of options available, a lot of different materials. How you treat your room is entirely dependent on what style that you wish to achieve within the room. A few tips and tricks when you work with with 3D panels. Use it in spacious rooms. One, because they do project out from the wall quite a bit. They do take up some space, so use it in spacious rooms. They can tire your eyes, so be a little careful about how much of the wall you cover using this treatment. It can also make this room seem a little formal. So again, be a little considerate about how much of the wall you wish to cover with 3D panels. Use larger patterns for larger rooms and smaller patterns for smaller rooms. Illuminate this using light, right? Because they are 3D, the way light and shadow falls on these panels can add a lot of interest to these panels. Josh is asking if 3D panels are sustainable. It is sustainable, one, because it can be reused. Whenever you want to change the look of the room, you can remove these panels and have it reinstalled in another room in whatever styles that you like. So it is sustainable. So the 12th style that we are discussing today is green walls. Green walls are very inviting. They are a natural air filtration system. The color green or even plants add a lot of positive effect on the well-being of people. All of us do cheer up when we see a green, fresh plant around us, right? So a great option if you want to bring a little bit of nature and greenery into your house. So ways to treat your wall with a green wall. Again, you could do smaller panels as shown here. Smaller panels of plants, moss. Again, multiple different plants available to achieve this style. You could also have entire walls covered with plants if you do have that kind of space within the house. It acts as an air filtration system for the room that it is installed in, and it also is a good sound insulator. So if you live near a place with a lot of noise, or even if you want to soundproof your bedrooms or your study rooms, you could use this as an option. Again, plants and the way you use these panels will add a lot of drama within the space. Now, a few tips and tricks when you use green walls. Make sure there is a source of light. Make sure you select the right kind of plants when you do this. Watering is important. All plants do require water. Although if you use moss or plants which require less water, that is also possible. Maintenance is going to be easier. Plants, Ganesh just asked if it can be used for outdoor and in balcony. Yes, Ganesh, green walls can be installed in indoors or outdoors. They work both ways. Before we coming to the costing bit, I will take a few questions that people have asked. Shreya asked, can we do this with turf material? Yes, Shreya, the look can be achieved with turf material. You could have a frame built around it and installed on the wall. Ronak asked if it is waterproof. I think that was a question for the metal panels. Ronak, it depends on what type of metal you use. If you use something like stainless steel, it is waterproof. You could use it in a wet area as well. Gautami has asked how many years wall molding will last. Gautami, it could last as many as 10 years. Again, it depends on how the room is used and what are the activities that take place in a room. If you have kids running around throwing toys on the wall, molding is wouldn't be the best option. Although if you do have bumps or scratches on the wall, molding can be used to cover this up. Seema has asked, while using molding or beading, do we need to do wood panel on the whole wall or can we use it directly on drywall? Seema, you can use it directly on drywall as well. It will project out. Another way to do it is by chipping the wall and having it installed into the groove that you create. So both are possible. Molding the wooden panel can also uh, the wood panel can also cover the whole wall from top to bottom if that's the kind of style that you're looking at. It is possible, but both ways. RJ asked, what about leather? Yes, leather can be used as a fabric panel as well, but yeah, maintenance wise, it will involve a little more than the other types of fabric that you can use. So we'll come back to the questions again, but I'm going to go to the costing bit now on what treatment would cost how much. So this is the base price of the materials that you can use. It varies on the type of style that you want to create, right? But paint is the most inexpensive way to treat a wall, and paint would be the easiest and the most inexpensive way to treat a wall. And as it goes higher to the most expensive, green walls do. Green walls are quite expensive because they do come with its own watering system, so that can get a little expensive. Metal panels, fabric panels, again, the costing will be a little higher because of the way these panels are readily cut, or it involves a little more work than the other types of materials that you would want to use. Sonali, yes, these are per square feet rates. These are per square feet rates, Sonali. Um, so mix it up. So you don't have to stick to one style of treatment alone when you're designing your room, right? You could mix up different elements to create the style that you want to achieve. So if you look at these if you look at these images, they are all a mix of wood with metal or wood with a 3D panel. The last image, the fourth image on your right side bottom, if you can see, it's a mix of wallpaper. There is a wooden paneling done on the side. It's also a bit of half and half paint. There is a solid color going on in between. So mix it up. You don't have to stick to just one style when you create this, right? Basically, try to create your own style. Your house or your room should reflect your personality. So be more you. Reflect who you are in the space that you want to live in. And also, now that we're all sitting at homes surrounded by four white walls, let's make it a little more interesting. There are multiple options available, a lot of treatments that you can do, and create your own style. Yeah. Hi, Grishma.
Yeah. Hi, Lajo. Great presentation, yeah.
Thank
Just
you.
going ahead, I would just like to talk about something, that we are running at Bonito currently. So I believe that we all sitting at home currently have developed a habit of checking your work emails while cooking dinner, or just going to bed before we sleep. As many of us continue to work from home for months now, work life boundaries have just blurred out for all of us. The hours melt together because there's no natural divider to separate work time from personal time. Working from home can feel like a lot like that. There is a plenty of people who prefer to blend their work and personal lives. So now, work from home is now perfectly balanced. Here we have an offer from Bonito Designs, which is where we we serve for your interior purpose. We have all the services where currently we have an offer where we are running as get a personalized home office worth up to rupees 1.75 lakhs, which is for free. I repeat it, is home office worth personalized office setup worth up to rupees 1.75 lakhs for absolutely free. So this offer is valid up to 31st August 2025. Design experts guidance on ergonomics and also advice on choosing the right functional accessories for your work area. Whether you have a large room or not so large room, we believe you can have a designer workspace within your home. Let's make sure your work has its own space and so does your family. So I would be publishing the offer. I hope you can see the offer on the right hand side of your screen. So please click on the offer to know more about it. So going ahead, Lijo, I think it's time for us to take up all the questions that we have been missing. Just to let know our audience on Webinar Jam that we are also available on YouTube, on our YouTube channel, Bonito Designs. So we are live over there too. So I will be taking up queries from YouTube as well as our Webinar Jam portal. So yes, going ahead, Lijo, please, let's go ahead with the questions. So Madhuri is asking us, does the offer covers furniture of home office? Yes, we give you the complete setup of home office worth up to rupees 1.5 lakhs once you sign up with Bonito. So, yes, Lijo, going ahead, we have a few queries. I think let's read out. So, Shubhankar is asking, what are the terms and conditions over here? You have to sign up with Bonito Design, Shubhankar, and after that, you'll get to know the further proceedings of it. So Dinesh is asking us wall style paint bar wallpaper to use on a big wall that is 10 by 9 feet home to the next to house entrance. What do you suggest, Lijo, for that? Lijo, I think you're on mute. Can you unmute yourself, please?
Oh, sorry. So, yeah, Dinesh, again, the style that you pick will depend on what style of interior that you want to work with, right? Again, paint and wallpaper are both suitable for a very big wall. The color and the pattern, the color of the paint that you pick or the pattern on the wallpaper will matter a lot. But you could go, if you have a really big space, a very well lit space, you could go with bold patterns or a solid darker color. I think I'll take. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a few queries from YouTube too. We have Mr. Nitin
Yes.
Goyal is asking us, what would you recommend as a wall panel for home theater? So this is quite an interesting question. Like most of us would have this.
Yes. Yeah, very interesting question. So, for a media room, you would have to pick something that would absorb a lot of noise, especially background noise. So, using fabric panel is a great option. Um, or you could even work with wooden panels or mix again wood and fabric together. So what wood will do is wood will reflect a lot of sound. So this could like enhance your viewing experience. Yeah.
Okay, that's nice, Lijo. Thank you for that. So we have Ritesh. No, okay, just going down, we have Manju Suni who is asking us. We have a lot of questions from Miss Manju Suni. Which type looks most luxury in terms of wall? What do you think?
Yes. Yes. So again, for a luxurious interiors, you could work with metal inlays. Another option is again using fabric cladding. It does add a lot of class and make the room feel luxurious. So these are the two options. You could also actually work with paint and wallpapers just to make a room look luxurious. But again, it depends completely on what style your interiors is themed after. Yeah.
Okay. So Rama is asking us the wall behind you is treated with bricks. Lejesh is asking the wall behind you. Is it treated with bricks?
Oh, yes. Yes, the wall behind me is solid bricks. Yes, it is. It is
Oh.
natural solid brick. Yeah.
Okay, so Dinesh is asking us poly marble sheets in the market. How different does it look with respect to marble sheets? marble and wall paneling?
Sorry, I lost your voice in between. Can you say that again,
Okay,
please?
okay. So we have Mr. Dinesh who's asking us poly marble sheets in the market currently, what we get. How different does it look with respect to marble or wall paneling?
Okay, so using natural marble or natural stone does add a lot of depth to your room. I'm not sure if we could achieve the exact same using a polymarble sheet. And also doing wall paneling. Did you mean like a solid wood paneling? I didn't get the last part of the question. Yeah,
He's
but
just
you
asking,
using
like, what is the difference? Like, will it make an impact? Like having actual marble and the other ones that you get in the market right now.
so actual marble would I would always recommend using actual marble than polymarble sheets.
Okay. So just picking one more question from YouTube, I would like to ask you. We have Seema Sultana who is asking us while paneling a wall, if there is a door in between, can the door also be treated the same? What would be the best in this case?
Yes, it can be treated the same way. So it would basically look like a hidden door. You could treat it in a way, the entire wall could be treated with the same panel, and the door will just get hidden. It just adds a lot of interest to the room, actually.
Okay, that's nice. So we have taking up the next question. Anusha is asking us, can you talk about slanted ceilings? Could you give us a little inputs on slanted ceilings?
Okay, so you could create this using gypsum, like we spoke about earlier. Again, can act as a sound insulation material as well. You could add a lot of light to it to add interest.
Okay, taking one more question we have from Neha Sharma is asking us, what kind of paint is suitable for kids' room so that the wall can be cleaned by wiping with a damp cloth, as kids used to draw something on walls. This is quite interesting. Like most of us would
Yes,
want this.
it is. So one way you could treat kids' rooms is by using the half and half painting method, where you give a darker shade uh, towards the bottom sides because it tends to get dirtier more. So giving a darker shade on the bottom side and a lighter shade on top. You could also treat the wall with a blackboard paint actually, and it is meant to be written on, and you could just wipe it like how you would do with a chalk piece, right? You could just wipe it off with cloth.
Okay, taking up the next question, Liju, we have Mr. Kiran who is asking us, can you do a mix and match of styles in different rooms?
Yes, you can use different. You can mix and match different styles in different rooms. Again, what kind of styles that you want to mix and match should be taken care of. So again, reach out to a designer or mix and match it yourself. Yeah, it is possible. Yeah.
Okay. So we have Aditya who's asking us, can you guide us how wooden beadings can directly be fitted on walls?
Okay, so wooden beadings are actually fitted directly on the wall. It can be drilled into the wall, and that's how it's generally fixed. Or unless you do have a
Okay.
concrete wall, then wooden paneling will have to be done and the beading over it.
Okay. So going, we have Anupam who has asked us, can mirror be used as a roof? Oh, that's interesting. Like never heard of it.
Okay. Anupam, yes, mirror can be used on the ceiling. It can be used on the ceiling of a room. Yes, it is possible.
Okay, he has also typed that telling it's colored mirror.
Yeah, colored mirror. You could use
Yes.
any glass or mirror on the ceiling. Yes, that does work very well.
Okay, so we have Rama who has asked us what would be a recommendation for the wall behind TV for watching better experience. So So this, I think all of it could relate to it because since we all are most of the times glued onto the television, so this will be like a perfect question to answer for you, Lijo.
Yeah. Again, you could use any of the styles that we discussed today behind your TV screen, actually. But I would recommend using like a wood panel or a fabric panel. It just adds interest. But also, if you play around with 3D panels, it can create like a lot of depth and interest to the room. But basically, you can use any of the treatments behind a TV panel.
Okay, we have one more interesting question which I'm taking from YouTube. We have Priyanka Patil who is asking us, can green panels be maintained like dried leaves, trimming on oneself? Is it possible?
Yes, Priyanka, maintaining it is possible by yourself. It can be a very good activity if you want to do it yourself. I mean, most of us are sitting at home, so this could be a hobby that you could build. But yes, maintaining it yourself is possible.
Okay, so going down, I would like see Sanya Penkar is asking us, how good are ACP panels for wall paneling?
ACP panels can be used as wall paneling. I did show an image earlier, actually. One of them was an ACP panel, but yes, it can be used as a wall panel. Just be careful about what size you wish to use because ACP panels come in standard sizes. So again, be a little careful about how big and how much you want to use.
Okay, we have an interesting question from Josh who's asking us, what about the drainage for indoor green walls? Regarding to the green walls, Lejo, what you spoke, he's asking us, what about the drainage, like for the indoor green walls? This is quite interesting.
Yeah. So see, if you do a large wall, okay, if you do like a wall, you want to cover it with a lot of plants from top to bottom. It does come with its own drainage and watering system installed. So there is quite a depth to these panels, and it comes pre-installed with the drainage and watering system. But if you're using a smaller green panel, you can just spray water on it with a water can. That's the best way to do it. And also use plants which would need lesser water, especially if you're using it in a smaller space within your home.
Okay, just supporting this question, Lijo, we have Dinesh who's asking
Mhm.
us, what wallpaper or he is asking us, what treatment would you recommend for a balcony? Like a lot of us would always
Wallpaper.
want to know this because there are different kinds of.
Grishma, did you mention wallpapers for a balcony?
Yeah, I meant for balcony.
Grishma, I'm sorry, I think I lost you. But the last bit I heard was wallpapers for a balcony. Okay, you're back now. Can you repeat that, please?
Okay, I just asked you. We have Mr. Dinesh asking us that which wall treatment is the best for balcony?
Oh, okay. Which wall treatment is best for balcony?
Yes.
So for a balcony, you could use a brick, stone, or a concrete finish that works very well. Especially if it's a open balcony, you would need to use something that is water resistant, right? So stone cladding, brick cladding. That's one of the go-to options.
That. Lijo, taking one more question ahead, we have Rama who is asking us, what about balcony windows?
Grishma, I think I
Okay,
lost you again.
I'm just asking you, repeating the question once again.
Mhm.
Over existing backsplash.
Okay, Grishma, you will have to repeat that. I'm losing you in between. The video and audio just
Okay,
goes
okay.
off.
Goes off. That's fine. I'm just asking the kitchen backsplash. So they are asking how heat
Okay,
resistant should it be.
okay, for a kitchen backsplash.
Yes, exactly. So
Understood.
the current backsplash can be
Fine.
replaced with lacquered glass.
Okay, so for a kitchen backsplash, the go-to option would be to use tile. But yes, lacquered glass can also be used as a backsplash material. You would, if you're willing to explore, even stainless steel is an actually really good option for the backsplash.
Okay. So we have Madhu is asking us if we don't want to change the wall tiles, what other options do we have to change the color and design?
Okay, so see, if you already have installed wall tiles and if you're looking to have another design over it, one option you could do is have a secondary material over it. Changing the color of the tile, I don't think it's possible unless you want to take out certain portion of it and have something else reinstalled in its place.
Because it's okay. Just taking a few more questions ahead. I would like to just go
Mhm.
ahead,
Yeah.
go down, scroll down. Would
Kavi, I don't hear. Hey, Krishma, I don't hear
beading
you
also
anymore.
catch
I lost your video and
dust on
audio.
edges, etc.?
I don't.
Okay, I would just say that we would like to conclude the session for the day today. There is a little bit of connectivity issues because of the rains. Yeah, apologies for
Yes.
the technical glitch due to rains. We're not able. Probably we have answered most of the questions for the day today. And if
We did. Yeah, we did
yeah, we
answer
did.
quite a
So,
bit.
Lito, I think you can read a few questions from your chat box. If you think that we have missed out, please
Yes.
answer those queries.
Sure. So I see multiple questions being asked about fabric panels and its maintenance. So fabric panels do need a little bit of maintenance. Like fabric, it does gather dust over time. So yes, vacuum cleaning fabric panel at least once a week, barely at bare minimum should be once a week. It is required to maintain them. Himanshi has asked which one of the treatments is the most economical. Doing paint is the most inexpensive way to treat your wall. Okay, there's a question from Vinod where he's asked for molding what materials are used and what is the ideal material to be used. So Vinod, for molding or beading, you could work with wood, MDF, or gypsum as well. The most durable one would be using solid wood because it's much stronger than using gypsum. So gypsum or MDF. So solid wood would be the most durable option.
I hope I'm
Another.
better seen right now,
Oh, yes,
Lito.
you are back. Yeah.
Okay. So I have a question from YouTube where we have Lena K
Okay.
who's asking us how to avoid water molding issue on wooden doors, especially bathroom doors, given that bathroom walls are the least given priority at homes.
Sorry, is that question for the bathroom door? How to avoid?
Yeah, it's for water molding issue.
Okay, so I would just say be a little careful around wood. Wood is not the best resistant material when it comes to water. So be a little careful about it. You could have like a coating done over door if it's already damaged to fix it a bit. But I don't think there is a full solution to have it completely fixed.
Okay. I think you can scroll down, Lijo. You can check for more questions
Yeah,
and
yeah.
answer them.
I am looking at a few of them. Tanya has asked, "What's your favorite way of designing a feature wall in a bedroom?" So, Tanya, personally, my favorite way would be to use wallpaper. I'm a huge fan of wallpaper, especially because it's available in a lot of different patterns and varieties. I would also I'll also mix wallpaper with a beading so that it seems like it is a framed art piece that's hung on your wall.
Yeah, Mr. Ganapati is telling that I really love this session. Very insightful. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Ganapati. And any of you all have any topics that you would like us to take from Bonito Discover, please type on the chat box and please let us know. We will take it into consideration and we will come back with these sessions for all your topics that you request us.
Yes.
Yeah, you can take up more. See, we have Priyanka who's asking, can you please give details on alabaster sheets?
Okay. Again, a very good material if you want to use it, but again, be very careful about how much or what room that you want to use it in.
Okay. I think, Liju, we had a good amount of
Yeah.
questions that we have taken for the day today. So I would just say that, thank you all for being present for our Bonito Discover. This is our 25th episode. And Liju, you made it special with your wall treatment topic for the day today. I would like to thank all for this, for being with us. And I hope to see you all next weekend, Saturday, Sunday at 4 p.m. We have our Bonito Discover sessions every weekend at 4 p.m. Kindly register with us to receive a regular updates regarding the Bonito Discover. And I hope you all enjoyed the session for the day today. And we have Nitya R who's just asking us, could you please conduct a session on furniture design? Surely, Nitya, we will take into your considerations and we will be back with the topic that you have asked us to conclude on. So, thank you all for present today, for being here today at Bonito Discover. So, signing off for this weekend on a Sunday. Thank you so much for all being here. Yeah.
Thank you.
So we will
Thanks,
take up.
everyone.
Yeah, we will take up your sessions for the next 10 minutes. Please type it in the chat box and we will reply back to you.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for joining. Thank you, Grishma.
Introducing the Bonito process, the 7 stages it takes to make your dream home come true. Here's how it usually goes. It starts with us getting to know each other. Then we jump into the design phase, followed by production, execution, handover, and of course, the Bonito promise. Let's begin with the first stage, saying hello to Bonito. This is where you'll meet with a relationship manager, finalize Bonito as your design expert, and sign an initial agreement with a 25,000 payment. Then we get to work. Our CRM team introduces you to your design expert through a virtual meeting where we try to better understand you and your family's lifestyle, habits, likes and dislikes, as well as aesthetic and functional requirements. Once a detailed brief and project schematics are outlined, your design expert will share timelines with you. Now comes the all-important design stage, which takes about 30 days to complete and is divided into 5 phases. By day 12, your design expert will discuss their recommendations, created under the guidance of design mentors and managers. With your approvals on the final designs, we will move on the second payment milestone of 15%. We will then begin virtual selection of materials, laminates, wallpapers, etc. and finalize 3D renders of your future home. At this stage comes your third payment cycle of 45%. Post-lockdown, our design team will visit your site for measurements and ensure that every available millimeter is accounted for. This is where art meets science, where we create detailed 2D drawings to help you visualize the space. Enter the production phase, which also takes about 30 days to complete. Our experts start procuring materials and begin work at the factory. Our vendors are given the complete requirements for the necessary goods. With construction, shopping and site installation preparations happening simultaneously, the designs you fell in love with are now sent to be produced, manufactured and materialized. Before the final execution, the remaining 40% payment will be initiated. Now's the time for you to witness exactly what we do. This is the execution phase, which takes another 30 days. During this stage, all products are dispatched from the factory and vendors and are sent to your home. Once installations and furnishings are completed, the quality process begins. You then sign a final handover checklist with us, complete with a formal ceremony that marks the beginning of your new journey in a designer home. Finally, with the Bonito promise of maintenance services and long-term support, we become partners for life.